Welcome to Technical Academy. In this lecture, we are going to discuss how we can create, drop, and use the SQL database. In order to create a new database, we will write the command create database and the database name. And if we want to drop the database, then we can write drop database name. And how we can use the database, we will have to write use database and database name. Let's understand this in practice. Okay, now we can see that we have only one database, and now I want to create a new database. So I'll write down the command create database db Cisco. So this is the database which we are going to create, or we can say a new database. It is always advisable that we should start the database name with db. It is an identifier that you have created a database. Okay, now what we will do, we will just select this statement and then we'll click on execute button. Command completed successfully, but we won't be able to see the database here. So what we have to do, we will have to click on the database and then click on this refresh button. And now we can see that our database is ready. Okay, so this is how we can create this database. And anyhow, if we want to drop the database, then we can simply write down drop database and the database name. Anyhow, I'm not going to run this command. If we run this command, this database will be dropped. It is just for the demo purpose, so I just delete this command. Okay, now we have created this database, and if I expand this database, we can find the table icon, and when I expand this, we won't find any table because we haven't created any table. In the later session, we will create the tables as well. Now, very important thing to notice that whenever we want to use a database, we have to write down use command, use database name, because right now we are in the master database. Whenever we want to access any database, there are two ways. Either we can select the database from the drop down list, or we can write use database name. So right now we are in master database. The moment we select this statement and click on the execute button, we can see that we are in db Cisco database. And any point of time, if I want to switch the database from db Cisco to db Techno, then I can write down use db Techno, and now select the statement and click on execute button. You can see that our database name is changed. So this is how we can create a new database. We can drop the database and we can switch between the databases. In next session, we will learn how we can create the table in the database.